Shadow is the new movie from the director of House of Flying Daggers and Hero, and the movie follows this character who is basically a lookalike of a military commander that was badly wounded once in battle and went off the radar. However, this lookalike is there to fool the king and basically everyone else, so that this military commander that's actually in hiding and very badly injured can slowly come back with the help of his lookalike, or in this case called a shadow, and regain the throne that is rightly his. I genuinely didn't know what to expect going into this movie. I've seen a few martial arts films, but not enough to really say I know the genre that well. And I'd heard a few good things about this movie at the start of the year, but since then it's kind of just flown off of everyone's radar, to be honest. And after watching this movie, I definitely want to see a lot more of movies by this director specifically, because I really enjoyed this movie. I didn't love it, but I did really enjoy it. And the main reason is the visual style. The visual style of this movie is genuinely gorgeous. Every single shot, every single scene looks like an old-fashioned Chinese ink painting. And it's genuinely one of the most visually stunning movies I've seen all year, which is why I recommend you see it on the biggest screen possible, because unfortunately I watched it on my TV through video on demand. I still got the grasp of it, but to get the full aim of the spectacle, I do recommend you watch it on the biggest screen possible, because the images and just the imagery in general is just so stunning and mind-blowing that it really deserves to be seen on such a big screen. Now, seeing that this is a martial arts movie, I have to, of course, talk about the action, and I've just got to say, this movie has some absolutely gorgeous set pieces. Everything from the choreography to the way it's filmed, everything feels so meticulously planned out and so well done that I just cannot fault it in the action department. And some of the set pieces, specifically towards the end, are just genuinely mind-blowing. It has some of the best action I've seen in any film this year, probably outside John Wick Chapter 3. I shit you not, the action in this movie is genuinely brilliant. That being said, though, and this is just me saying this, there is this weapon that reoccurs in the movie, which is essentially an umbrella with blades. It looks really cool. And there's a few scenes in particular where its use is just as cool as the weapon itself. One scene in particular is a load of soldiers rolling down a hill while they're being shot at with arrows. That scene, really cool, and the actual weapon itself looks really cool. But in practicality, it's actually one of the most fucking useless weapons I've ever seen in a movie. Like I said, looks really cool. Kind of looks really cool in the moment as well, but in practicality, it's fucking useless, and you can kind of see that in some of the action scenes. This isn't a nitpick by any means of the movie. I'm just saying that though it looks really awesome, it's actually kind of a shit weapon. Just saying. Now, unfortunately, I do think there are a few things in this movie holding it back from being as great as it really should be. And the first thing is that it really does take a while to get going. I'm not saying that the movie's slow by any means. I actually thought the pacing was pretty decent, but it takes a while for things to really kick into motion. The good first half of the movie is just a very slow burn, character-driven drama, pretty much. And though it is quite interesting, again, it does take a while to, get to the point. So I can see a lot of people being turned off by that. There were a few points where I was like, okay, just kind of get to the point a little bit quicker. But like I said, it is all still interesting and it is all still integral to the plot. But I just think they could have got to the point a little bit quicker, because the majority of the action doesn't happen until the final act. And though it is rewarding as fuck, I do think they could have hurried it up a little bit. Also, the ending is a little bit anticlimactic, I suppose. Not the final scene itself. I mean, the literal final shot of the film genuinely is a little confusing. Like, you're following it absolutely fine up until the final shot where you expect it to keep going, and then it just cuts to black and the credits happen, and I was like, oh, fine, okay, right. So that did leave a weird taste in my mouth after the movie had finished, because I was enjoying it up to that point, and then it just cuts really abruptly, and I'm like, oh, fine, okay. In the end, though, I do highly recommend Shadow, especially if you're a fan of action movies or martial arts movies. If you're a fan of martial arts movies, you've probably already seen it. I am slightly annoyed that this has flown under quite a few people's radars, because this is definitely one that a lot more people should have checked out, especially when it came out in the cinema. But I'm going to give Shadow a 7 out of 10. If it had just, got to the point a bit quicker and not had such a weird final shot, then this definitely would get a higher rating, but I'm happy with giving it a 7. So yeah. So guys, that was my review of Shadow. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Bye.